Srila Prabhupada tells a story. A young California man, David Shapiro, became attracted to Srila Prabhupada through his books and through the Devotees Association. He then moved to the Los Angeles temple at a time when Prabhupada was visiting, but unfortunately, David's mother was outraged that her grown-up son had chosen to become a Krishna conscious devotee. A journalist, she went on a letter-writing campaign against the Krishna Consciousness movement. She wrote letters to the newspapers and also to the government departments, complaining that her son was practicing too much renunciation in Krishna consciousness and she felt this was a mistreatment. David tried to pacify her, but he was not very good at it. Most of the time he was washing pots in the temple kitchen or going out on chanting parties downtown, and he didn't remember or bother to phone his mother. The devotees in the temple didn't help much, when they sometimes would forget to pass on messages from his mother. In David's mother's letter-writing campaign, she also wrote letters to Prabhupada. Prabhupada replied to one of her letters, but she was not interested in any dialogue or consideration of her son's spiritual benefit as described by Prabhupada. She just wanted her son to return. Sensing that the Los Angeles temple could come into trouble from this woman, the temple president asked David to leave the temple. Although David was a submissive devotee, he refused to leave and began to cry. He said, "I'm not initiated. I have been in this movement for a year, but I'm not initiated, so I don't have a link to my spiritual master. How can I leave the temple without a link? I may never come back." Both the temple president and David were bewildered. Prabhupada was then informed how the boy had refused to leave, and so he called him to his room. David came into Prabhupada's quarters and bowed down before him, while Prabhupada was taking prasadam. Prabhupada spoke mildly, "So you have been having some difficulty with your mother?" "Yes, Srila Prabhupada." "That's all right," said Prabhupada. "I have decided to initiate you." Then right on the spot, without any of the usual, formal ceremony, Prabhupada gave David his new spiritual name. "Your name is now Nrsimhanand Das. Is that all right?" "Yeah, that." David could hardly speak. Prabhupada continued, "I'm giving you this name, Nrsimhanand, because through this name you will always be protected from your parents." Prabhupada then offered some prasadam from his plate to Nrsimhananda and said, "Now you can go home and stay there for some time. That will be all right. I think you can make vegetarian prasadam there?" "Yes," said Nrsimhanand. "So you can go for some time and also come back," said Prabhupada. Nrsimhananda understood Prabhupada's desire and he had faith that it would work. "Thank you, Srila Prabhupada," he said and left. So David Shapiro, now Nrsimhanand Das Brahmachari, returned to his mother's home. 10 months later, when both son and mother had gained a more mature outlook about Krishna consciousness, Nrsimhanand rejoined Prabhupada's movement, this time to stay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.